All right. Hello, AGDQ 2024. We're going to be playing some Cocoon any percent here. We have a little bit of a cutscene before the timer starts. We actually go on first movement, so we're going to do some introductions here while this cutscene plays out. So I'm Sunnymuffin. I'm running the game. Here on my couch, we'll just start on the right side, go left, introduce yourselves, and then we'll get going.
Sure.
Cool. Well, hello, everyone. I'm bobbyburm. I am a runner of this game. I'm the current world record holder for the 100% category for all moon ancestors. Really excited to be here, and we have some really cool... I also have a visual indicator.
Oh, time will start
We're waiting. It's fine.
Time starts now.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, we also have a visual indicator today for something coming up soon, but I'll pass it over to my next commentator.
Hi, I'm Ash. I also run this game on occasion. I run a few other games too, but yeah, I'm mostly just here for the routing, the labbing, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm Troyofathyns. This is currently my main speed game. I switch a lot. I do run the 80%.
Yeah, cool. So this is Cocoon. What kind of game is this, y'all?
Ooh, there's a very special aspect of this game that we're going to get to pretty soon, but we're going to let it be a bit of a surprise, a bit of a build-up, if you will.
Yes.
Coming up here. As you can tell right away, this game is visually just stunning, and this game really shows more than it does tell, and it does a really fantastic job of showing, and so you'll see that throughout the run.
I'd call it a puzzle exploration adventure kind of game.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It may seem like a little bit of a walking sim at certain points, but you just got to remember that the puzzles, they get more and more convoluted, and those are absolutely the main aspect of this game that become really interesting.
Absolutely. One thing you'll notice right away is that our character kind of runs at a static speed the entire time. So a lot of this game is optimizing the routing for our character as well. So a lot of straight line pathing and stuff like that throughout the run. And here we go.
Yeah, here we're coming up on the main mechanic of this game. Yeah,
What is that?
Yeah, well, you may see this like
the heck?
this round object. I don't know. It's the word for it's on the tip of my tongue.
I think it looks to me like a
Yeah! This game is about orbs. Can you believe it?
Yeah, so there are a lot of orbs in this game, and a lot of us have... I came up with the idea of having a donation thing where every time we say orb, we will donate an amount of money.
Oh, you're going to go broke. Good luck.
Yeah, we might go broke. I did cap myself. I don't know if anyone else did.
We're going to go broke for charity.
Yes.
Exactly. So one thing that's important to call out here, chat, we will need your help for this as well. I need everyone to take a look at this orb that you see on the screen here.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to know why you think that orb is orange, and a full 250-word essay explaining
It's
why.
red.
Exactly.
It's red.
No, it is orange.
It's red.
For sure.
It is red. We actually have an even 2-and-2 split of people who think it's
So,
red and
chat
orange.
and audience, I think, and our host, I think you can decide the tiebreaker.
Kyle, you might be splitting here.
I have a tiebreaker donation here for you.
Oh, let's hear it.
$55 from Zet. It says greeting from the German
I love
Restream. Good luck, Sunnymuffin, with the Cocoon run, and hello, lovely people on the couch. The orb is orange.
Yes! Yes! Correct side.
Shout out to Zed. That dude's awesome.
And so, as you'll see here, we do have a bit of a whiteboard. We have this orange indicator that we have an orange orb on the screen.
Red.
Fantastic.
Red. Why is the indicator not red?
I actively had a red marker that I avoided as well. So,
I did not approve this.
you want to talk about what's going on the screen right here?
Yeah, sure. So, we have these little, I guess, sort of like escort missions. We kind of just take the orb with us. We need do some little puzzles with it. We had the orb going through those pipes, changing the pipes. We want to. Look, this game is all just tiny optimization. So we had like those doors. We put the orb on the pedestal to move the door, and we want to get it off as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah, coming up here, we're going to have our first example of our little friend that we're going to carry throughout the game, and it acts as like a door unlock. And we'll see we have some keys that we have to unlock here with these 5 little pedestals that we have to step on in a certain order. I think the code here, 31452.
Yep.
Yes.
There are puzzles around each friend, environmental puzzles to tell you what these codes are, but fortunately they're not random. They're the same every time, so we just know them.
You can actually see it in the screen. It is that
Yeah,
tower in the bottom left. Some will
Exactly.
be off screen for other hives, but that one you can see.
Yeah, we'll do our best not to spoil
Yeah.
everything. Like this is 3
It's the
minutes into the
first
game,
one.
though.
It's
Yeah.
the first one.
One thing I do love about this is that our little friend that comes along with us does actually point to the next wall that we have to take down as well. So you'll see that it's pointing towards that orange orb right now. And so we will have to use that friend inside of that orange world, which we're about to see right now.
Well, in a second.
In a second, yeah.
Yes. So we had the pad that jumps us out of orbs, and now we have a pad that jumps us into orbs.
Yeah.
So that'll be a main mechanic of going in and out of the worlds that the orbs hold.
Absolutely.
Our friend here is going to unlock this door. Sorry, friend.
Yes.
We've only had you for. We've only had you
Our friend
briefly.
does have to go home,
But I love
we
you,
will see
friend.
more of them.
I miss
Many,
you
many.
already.
Many more. This game really loves its doors, doesn't it?
Yes.
It really does.
Really fantastic.
Very intricate doors.
Very, and they're all different too.
Yes.
Just another example of why the game's so visually stunning, right? It's the first thing you can tell. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, in this red orb.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking
Might have a time for like a quick donation before the
Yeah,
boss here.
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely. We've got $100 from Sanjan.
Oh,
They
Santa.
say, yo, Sonny, best of luck on your run from the back couch. You got this, King.
Let's go. Back couch.
Thank you, Back
And if you're
Couch.
making donations and you want to break the tie, currently it's 3-2, orange to red. So if you need to
Ooh,
tilt
yeah.
it towards red, baby,
Yeah, come on, get
Yeah,
the
keep
donations.
telling-
Orange
Get
donations.
the donations. You
Keep
gotta
telling
keep
us.
orange in the lead.
Also, your appreciation for orbs is great too.
Fantastic. So we are coming up on a pretty big part of the game here in a second, but one thing I did want to call out is the audio in this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. And didn't you have a fun fact about the audio in this game, correct?
Yeah, so fun fact about the audio in this game. Well, first of all, huge shout outs to Jakob Schmidt, who lead music composer, audio designer on this game. Amazing.
Yes.
Every single bit of audio in this game, fun fact, is completely synthesized. There is not
Spectacular.
one sample of audio in this game.
Makes
So cool.
Makes it sound like an alien planet because
Yeah.
all the sounds are foreign.
Absolutely. We got our first boss here, our orange or red boss, however you want to prefer.
Red boss.
The fog.
I was being inclusive.
The fog is red.
Love the audio here. You'll see here that our boss is following us in a straight path. We'll do that about 3 different times, and we're gonna have to get all these little insects off of our body. And so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna grab the purple orb that's rotating around here. Pretty wide radius, so Sunny's gonna slap that orb right on top of our boss with 1 hit, and it'll take 3 hits to kill.
Yeah, so turns out none of these bosses really have like official names at all. So when we were routing this, I kind of just like took it upon myself to name some of these bosses, mostly based on how they appear. So I called this one Giratina.
I love that. It's so good. You'll notice a common theme across a lot of these bosses is a third phase that's a little bit different than the rest of them. So you'll see here we have a little bit of a movement tech in our third phase here. We have to rotate around the platform.
Yes, the gems here can be a little bit random with the pattern, but we're going to be trying to move counterclockwise once the bomb spawns for us.
Yes, the bomb will always spawn directly opposite us, and it will always move in a clockwise direction.
That's the
very
move we
slowly.
don't want
Yeah,
to
that's
see.
the.
Yeah.
But and that will happen
Yeah.
twice usually. So
Oh.
So yeah, there is a little bit of RNG in the boss fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see we're staying opposite of that.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Again.
that's counterclockwise
this
though.
Well,
is-
it's better. You can maybe get it in the next rotation potentially.
This
great.
is-
There we go.
That
Okay,
was
this'll
the
work.
single worst possible pattern.
There we go. Clap it up. There we go.
Only
First
at
boss done.
GDQ.
Okay, and we're
That's
gonna
never
have,
happened before.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a lot of checkpoints that are gonna be loaded before
Oh, yeah, so-
before we actually get to the next spot. So we can take advantage of that by loading for checkpoint at different bosses, certain areas as well.
Yeah,
And that'll skip some sequences for us.
Yeah. Few points in the run, like since the game operates on a checkpoint system, sometimes the checkpoint saves before you actually get to the point where the checkpoint loads.
Yeah.
So we can reload, save a bit of time, especially later in the run.
True. And here you'll see after we defeat every single orb boss, we will in fact have an orb that is activated. So once we defeat that boss, we're able to use that orb's power. And so this orb's power, we're able to walk across platforms that are invisible without the orb. So you'll see here, we can walk across this platform now that we have this orb activated.
Yes, and these powers are only active while we are carrying that orb. So it's still that escort mission that we had before with when we didn't have a power.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of this game is really just about like the puzzles, I'd say they're like mainly two kind of puzzles in the beginning. There's like you're inside the orbs, or you're having like escort missions in this sort of overworld area.
Juggling the orbs once. But right now we only have one.
Absolutely. And if you
But
look
there will be more.
Sorry.
There will be more.
Yeah, plenty more. And if you look around, again, just noting how beautiful the landscapes are here, the game does a really fantastic job of showing where you need to go in a lot of ways and kind of developing that over time. My main thing that I love about this game is that they show you a little version of a puzzle, and then they expand it into a bigger puzzle, as we'll see here coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe we have time for like one dono?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I made a mistake in telling people to donate about these. The floodgates have opened in the colors. We've got $10 from Easy now that says first time donator, just to say that it is very clearly orange.
Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm getting so validated.
I've also got $50 from Color Matcher who says the orb is quite clearly salmon.
Oh,
not the fish.
that's an interesting take.
$25 from Kyra who says really it's more of a peach orb.
Okay.
Okay.
And a controversial take from Orb Authority, who donated $15 to say the orb is carnelian, which I looked up, and that is a red-orange.
Interesting.
All right,
Okay.
well, there you go.
Yeah, so right there we had those puzzles with those little what did you call them? They were
Drillers?
yeah,
Or
yeah. Oh yeah, they're
refrags.
called drillers, but you called them something funnier.
Do you remember what it was? I don't remember now.
Doesn't matter. The
Yeah.
point is we are getting our second ball here, or maybe an
An
orb.
orb, yes.
Yes, the green orb. There is no debate for the color for this one.
I don't know. It's pretty clearly cyan to me.
Oh come on.
So you can vote with your wallet and tell us what color this orb is.
Yes.
Yes,
Please.
if you want to get more specific about what color green this is, feel free to tell us.
Yeah, somebody in chat can do a color picker and tell us exactly what hue of green.
Yeah, give us the hex
That
code.
would be
You realize you just opened a Pandora's box there by asking for the hex code, right? Someone's going to screenshot the stream.
That means more donations and more money towards
True.
beating cancer.
I feel like depending on the lighting, that orb is either red or orange.
Right.
But I
disagree.
do, but within the
It's
world,
always orange.
but when you jump into the red orb's world,
Yes.
it is definitely a red color theming.
All right, so we have a bit of a visual indicator here. So now we have two different orbs for the first time in the game, and so I think it's pretty appropriate to show you on a whiteboard. So we have an orange orb here, as you can see, but inside of that orange orb, we actually have a green orb inside of that world, right? So, and as you can tell, this game is about to break brains because it's going to keep going and going and going, which is fantastic.
This is that juggling that I was referring to earlier.
Yes. We have our second instance of having one of our friends here to unlock as a key to unlock the next area inside of the green world coming up here in a second.
Also, it's 9 a.m. here in Eastern time, so
Yeah.
it is important to caffeinate
Absolutely.
But also hydrate.
and hydrate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But we have a long day of speedruns ahead of us.
We do.
We need some caffeine in here.
Absolutely. Cool. Maybe time for one donation?
Absolutely. A quick update on that bonus clock tower stage for Castlevania 3. We broke $5,000 and less than $2,000 left to go.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for that. We've also got a $50 donation here from Team Joe. Says, hey, Sonny, good luck on the run. I'm sad I couldn't be there to watch it in person this time, but I'll be there for the next one. Thank you so much for that donation.
So this is our first.
This is for Joe.
So this is our first instance of being inside the green orb,
Yes.
and it is it's just a very nice area. A lot of more water focused. Thankfully, no swimming in this game, but
No Subnautica,
yes.
thankfully. Yes, so here we'll see the first time where we really have to start interacting and doing puzzles with our yellow friend here. And so we'll see here, we're gonna get him intentionally captured. I know. But we're gonna get him back in just a second here. We're gonna grab our little yellow friend here, and we're gonna go backwards and send our trap back and avoid that trap again and get past it.
I feel like I'm also going to mention that at this point, this game only has one action button for the entire time, and so it's all based on environmental of where we are holding, pressing the button, and it's either a press or a hold, and we can buffer the hold as well. So we might be holding the button before we even get to where we need to be.
Cool moment here.
Yeah, it's a really cool moment here. This is where the game really opens up. You can exit the orb to avoid the little laser guy, and it shows on the little pool on the outside, and that is the point where this game really just like absolutely
The
blew my
visual
mind.
indicator
Yeah.
is so cool.
Even if we are outside of the world, it is still persistent.
Exactly. Second big door. Look at that.
This is my favorite door.
It is pretty cool. Yeah.
That is a
It's a
really
good
nice
door.
door.
I appreciate the simplicity of it.
And you can go through it early too, which is nice for speed.
Yes.
One little fun fact about this game actually is, so for the collectibles, for the 100% run, it's called All Moon Ancestors, and there are a variable amount of like what I consider to be like what look like gargoyles like throughout the game that you can collect. We actually don't collect a single one in this run, obviously, because we're trying to go as fast as possible. But in this area, there are 2 or 3 of them that you could collect in this secret area. I'm not going to spoil them for you if you want to do it at home, but they are around.
Yes.
There are 11 of them total throughout the game.
And so this is another instance of the orbs being persistent in different worlds. So we're going to leave the red orb outside of the green orb for a little bit and then come back for it here.
As you can see, introducing this sort of mechanic where like touching like those little teleport pads sort of saves like a checkpoint for when you next re-enter the orb.
This part always makes me a little bit squeamish because we have to like kind of destroy whatever squid creature is underneath us.
I'm pretty sure that is the Cthulhu boss.
You think so? Yeah.
I don't think it's destroying, just disturbing.
yeah,
like they were
disturbing.
resting.
All right, cool. So yeah, we are just solving some puzzles here in the green orb. Again, just the goal of this is going to be to unlock that skill for that green orb. And in order to do that, we got to find a bus.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was going to say, I will want you to mention your nickname for this one, Ash.
Oh yeah, this one is really funny. It doesn't really make sense because this one is less based on looks and more based on the mechanics of the actual boss.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see that the little orb that we get, we kind of like hover in the air, sort of like a water jetpack. And especially with how we actually wind up beating the boss and damaging it, it reminds me a lot of that one boss from Super Mario Odyssey, Malus Glancior.
The third Dauphine of a Blaine.
Yes.
Shout out to the Mario Odyssey community. I am also a part of that.
Nice.
Great. Well, this boss, as you can see here, main mechanic here is really grabbing these like pinkish orbs in these little towers that the boss will defeat. And you grab that and go ahead and drop that on top of the boss whenever we get through these bullet times in each phase.
Yeah, this is probably the boss that has the most RNG reliance.
Absolutely.
So I'm seeing if I can see red on this screen very quickly, and we have to try to find where
It shows up right now. Left.
Yeah, love.
Good call. Good call. The assist. This is now a 2-player
Nice.
run.
Go on.
Go up, let's go.
Yeah.
That's the fastest pattern you can get. That's
awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
it is very possible for the boss to not actually destroy that in second attack, so you have to kind of wait for him to attack again.
And it can be kind of difficult to avoid these bullets. I frequently will get hit by these.
Yeah, we're taking this super, super safe on the GDQ stage here.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And similar with our last boss that we had inside of the Orden world, we do have a third phase here that's a bit different and has a bit of a rotation type aspect to it. And we're going to try to avoid all of these. If you do run into this middle, you actually fully avoid the boss entirely and you destroy all the walls because they try to home in on you a little bit.
But don't go into the middle too early. That little spot
Nice.
in the middle, you can't get
Nice,
stuck
that's
in.
perfect.
Fantastic.
Great.
And then our
Doing
final
that in one phase.
Yeah, totally. Final instance of bullet time here. There's 5 shots, I believe, and then we're clear out of this boss.
Shout out to the music in these boss
Oh,
fights. It's
yes.
So
amazing.
fantastic.
The music is so good. You jam out to it without even realizing it.
Yeah, and here we're going to perform a reset the moment the last hit arrives, and that is going to be our second boss
Nice job.
completed.
That was a super fast fight.
That was really
I'm
good.
really happy with that. That's
Wow.
like the most nerve-wracking boss in this game.
We're actually, I think you're like close to PB at this point, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This it's going.
It's getting there. So now we have our second power.
Yes.
With the green orb, we can make these pillars solid or like not solid. So we either go to the top, spring to the top or fall to the bottom of them. And yeah, it alternates and it's persistent for every single column that you see in the world.
Yeah.
If we have time for a couple donations, that would be
Yeah.
great.
Sure. Is there debate over the kind of green that the green orb is? Because we have
I hope
$10
not.
from Ty who says it's clearly Viridian.
Oh.
That's fair. Yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that.
I will mention we are skipping a little bit of waiting here by just grabbing the orb as soon as we can so that we can still hit this column. It still works out for pathing.
Perfect, nice job.
barely. Yes, nice. Okay, you can keep going for donations.
Sure, we have an interesting approach here. We've got $25 from Orb Consultant who says, we debate the color of the orb, but did we ever think to ask? I asked the orb and it didn't understand the difference between red and orange.
Oh.
Thanks to everyone who helped put this event together and good luck on the run. Thank you so much for the donation.
That's something I haven't thought about. Maybe it really is the orb's own opinion that matters.
People don't ask how is orb.
Yeah.
Yes.
People just say orb, you know.
Yeah. And so this is showing the mechanic of that the pillars will switch, as all of them will switch when you activate the power.
Big tower coming up here all the way up.
Zoop.
Yeah, and now, I love the audio in this part, so clean. Here we're gonna unlock a new panel here, as we'll see here, and so we're gonna have to interact with orange and green together again, but in a different kind of way, and so we'll see that coming up right here.
Yes. So right now we have red inside of green, but we need the red power. So we're gonna bring the reds. We're gonna need the red's power outside into this main world. So we're gonna now put the green inside the red orb instead.
It's a way to like backpack one of the worlds inside of the other.
A way to only have to carry one orb while having two of them.
Yeah, you see only the most exterior orb you actually get the
And
power
I
of.
will also mention that you get a little musical jingle when you solve the puzzle correctly.
I actually didn't know that.
Yes, that happens in a few spots. That is the first instance of it.
We see that a lot later in
No,
the
I think
run.
there are a
with one of the
couple, like
powers.
on the laser puzzle. I think that's the first time it happened. Yeah.
That's the first one
Yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
they're just showing that great audio design that is in this game.
That's the best part about going to a GDQ. You learn things about your game.
that you're currently running.
I mean, this game's only been out for a few months, so there certainly is a lot of stuff that we have yet to learn.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, so coming up here, we're going to keep these orbs separate, as you can see here. So we're going to grab this this green one. We're going to swap it with the orange one, and we're going to, because we need that red one coming up here. Other way, yep.
Yep.
All right, we're going to need this orange
Orb
one to get actually through. Yeah, orb management, fantastic. And we have another instance of our little friend we're going to grab here. I love how there's a different tone for each of the little ones, little things we walk on top of.
Yep.
Maybe good time for donations. A couple of them.
Sure.
Absolutely. We've got a good approach to the red-orange debate here with $100 from Mark W., who says, Cocoon was my favorite surprise from 2023, and I'm so excited to see this run. That orb and its world clearly look like Mars, which makes it red.
I agree.
There we go. Add to that count.
Okay, that's a fair argument. I can't.
Okay,
really
yeah,
argue.
yeah.
Nobody says Mars is the orange planet.
There's more support for that with $5 from Osmorn, who says, just to clarify, the orb is red the way Mars is red.
Oh.
I rest my case.
Thank you, Oz.
Disrespect from the back couch. Wow. Fantastic. Well, see, we're going to have a little bit of foreshadowing here. We see some little
these,
fungi.
mysterious purple
Yes.
plants. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah, that's really strange.
And so we got the friend pointing at the orb that we should be going into first, so that helping us out there, so we don't get too confused.
Absolutely. And one thing we'll see throughout the rest of the run is throughout most of these worlds, we have hidden little paths that we can't actually access till later in the game. And so this one you'll see we would not have been able to access before because we had to have our combination of our yellow friend and our orb here. So we would not have been able to access this before without that. So the game does a really good job of hiding future pathways inside of places you've already been.
Yeah. The game is actually like incredibly linear, but it does not feel like
It does not feel linear at all.
Yeah, it does a really good job of making you think that you have a lot of say in where you're going, but in reality, you have like nothing.
And it makes it next to impossible to backtrack as well. So there's.
Troy, do you want to talk about this?
Oh yes, when this is a
Kobe.
Yeah, nice. So the little instance of while we still only have one action button, you actually can hit it while in midair to drop it into pipes or a little other interactions.
Absolutely.
the game does a lot with one interaction.
Yes, with one button.
Yes.
Incredibly accessible.
Yes.
Technically, all of these buttons are interact buttons.
Yeah, all of the buttons do the same thing.
Amazing. Well, great. Well, we're going to come back around here and grab our orb because you actually can go north here right away without our orb, but you will get blocked because we do actually need our orb with us to
That
hop over
escort
that path.
mission coming into play. We need to keep the orbs with us at all times.
That's incredibly common. Like you could continue down a certain path, but you'll forget one thing and you have to go all the way back. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, speedrunning this game is like 90% just remembering what to do.
I like
10%
Which is a big
execution.
feat.
I will mention, I like this path. It trolls you as to which way you should
Yes.
go, like a couple times.
Remembering, and do not be mistaken, folks, this route is incredibly complicated and only gets more and more complicated throughout the run.
Yeah,
so
there'll be a
yes.
point where Sunny will stop talking and it'll just be entirely us.
Yeah.
It
The
just
late
gets
game.
that concentration heavy.
Yes.
Because, yeah, Sunny will have to focus.
Awesome. Anyone want to explain this one?
Yeah, so we kind of just use our spring to bounce over the little laser there as it's moving. And coming up here, we're going to have actually our next door. And this door looks suspiciously like the door that we opened to get the green orb. And if you see that little color coming out through there, just a little bit of foreshadowing for what kind of orb we're going to get next.
Yes.
Fog coming out.
Look at that. Folks, we at home, we have a purple orb. Fantastic.
Again, let us know.
Let us know.
What color
Yeah.
this orb is.
What shade of purple
This is definitively purple,
There
but
can't be debate about this being purple.
This is
no, this is purple.
this is pay to win, so
Yes.
you can donate,
True.
and your opinion matters more the more you donate.
And yeah, showing off the third boss that
Yes.
we will be fighting before it goes into the orb.
Kind of a cool transition coming up here as well. You'll notice that we actually are, in fact, carrying the orb right now. When Sunny actually hits the next checkpoint and hops out of the green world, we can actually reset because the checkpoint has been loaded for the next section. And so actually we kind of avoid having to unpack all of these orbs out of their separate worlds.
Yeah, it saves a bunch of time of having to jump back into the orb and then back out.
Look at that,
times.
perfectly set up.
Yeah, this one only saves like maybe 10 seconds, but later on in the run, they're going to be saving
Yeah,
huge.
when we
chunks of
have orbs to manage, it is very important to be able to.
And now, how would we describe this world right now? What would be the word?
I'd say organic.
Unsettling?
Unsettlingly organic.
I think you used the word fleshy.
I used the
in
word
practice
fleshy
room.
yesterday, yes. Yeah, fleshy
like
was
the
my...
sound design too. It's
Yeah.
like-
Yes.
The pipes are alive in some way.
It is very
as
organic.
opposed to like in the main
The
world where
pipes
they're
are
just
alive.
metal.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
environments in this game are incredible.
It's
Yes.
just phenomenal. But yeah, first time inside of this purple world here, we are in fact using these tubes where, you know, you kind of see they're like gyrating as the orbs go along them. And so it's a visual indicator of where they're going, which is fantastic. We're going to grab this here. We have our first instance of what I like to call a crawler, but I know there's a couple different names for
Yeah, I
this.
think these are officially called walkers.
Yes.
Exactly. And so we're going to find that here. We're going to grab that. And there's actually a little piece of geometry over here that we can put the crawler or the walkers on top of that'll allow us to step on this pad.
Yeah, so they do follow you, and the further away that you are from the walker, the faster they will move. So we will be trying to keep some distance from them.
Oh, we got to do the new speed tech that I just learned within in the last 6 hours. We're gonna try to get these our crawly friend to rubber band to us because it will speed up significantly. When it gets near you, it slows down. So we want that big buffer of space. It is our friend, but we want to keep it at an arm's length.
Yes.
The little sounds are very cute.
Show it where to go.
Oh, that is way faster. What?
Wow.
Oh, it didn't go.
Oh, it didn't go
go-
all the way.
a little bit near it.
You got to
Sorry.
show it where to go a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're gonna grab this orb. We're gonna grab this orange orb and go down here. We're gonna, in fact, grab our green orb, bring it inside of this world as well. It'll be, I think, the first time we'll have both orbs inside of the purple world, which will be our first time we'll have 3 orbs interacting at the same time.
Yep, so jumping out of the purple world here, and then grabbing green and going into purple.
Yeah, we're gonna be on this little ship thing here just for a hot minute. So I think we got time for a few donations.
Yeah, it's a short cutscene.
Absolutely. Also, it's hilarious to me how you keep saying red and orange every single time
I
you
try to be
say orb
inclusive here.
just to get it on each other. So that Mars thing, people didn't love that one. It's $25 from KD Kit that says it's not red like Mars. It's orange like jack-o'-lantern light.
Okay.
Okay.
It kind of looks
See
like a
that?
jack-o'-lantern here, actually.
Look at the shine that it's giving on the floor there. That is definitely red.
I do want to mention one thing, in just a little optimization. These orbs, they have like those little flying animations that they need to go to their next spot. If you put the orange orb on the left, it goes a little bit faster towards its destination. Just a tiny little optimization there.
Even though the red orb is actually going to the right here. And yes, we do stick to our colors very passionately.
But I was the one that did the timing on that, so I don't know if you'd trust that.
Amazing. Well, as I mentioned, we do have our purple world. We have green and orange. I'll stick to my team.
Yeah.
How about that? We have purple and we have green and orange inside of this, and so we're currently interacting with 2 orbs inside of one singular world. And so we're going to see here, we do in fact have to do orange here first.
Yes.
Before we do green, because we actually need the orange power inside of the green side.
I will point out the smart game design here of, even though we have 2 powers, currently only giving us the use of 1 power so that we don't feel overwhelmed by all the different abilities that we now have. So just keeping us restricted in a way so that we can keep understanding what the puzzles want us to do.
Yeah, a lot of little just micro time saves here, trying to only get it so you have like 1 toe of the robot on the switch.
Yes, and it is possible to fall down here. You want to stay within the circle that's just outside of the orb there, in order to not fall down on that path.
So here we're going to find out what the refresh rate of the GDQ monitor is.
We're going to learn.
Yes.
Coming up here, we do have a skip that we can do if the refresh rate, I think, is like
It's just high.
Above
really
60,
high, yeah.
It's not necessary. The casual way
Yeah.
still works just fine.
Yeah.
And it's not that
the
much slower.
run is going to be dead.
No, we just actually kill the run if we don't have the right refresh rate here.
I think it looks like it's walking faster.
So we have our little walker buddy here, and we're supposed to bring it up to the top and stop it for a little
You
bit.
gotta go the other way.
If the refresh rate is fast enough, the walker will be a little bit slow, and we can beat it to the other side, but we can't in this case. So we're just going to do the casual solution for the puzzle.
There we go.
With a little bit of time save, actually, by walking underneath here as well.
Yes. And so one thing that I wanted to call out now that we have both of these, I don't know if we actually explained this, but when we're walking across with that orange orb, we actually kind of did we explain how when we walk across a bridge? We have to
no,
be able-
yeah.
So yeah, when you walk across a bridge with this orange crawler, we do have to make sure we're walking a little bit slow because we can in fact fall ahead of it. So
I did mention that on the last bridge.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
the circle of crystals around the red orb.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, one thing I will mention again, was that Sunny?
Yeah, I was going to say we have another ship here. Let's get a couple donations.
Yeah,
while
this is
we're
a longer
on this one.
cutscene.
That's
You'll
exactly what I
have
was gonna-
plenty of time
perfect.
for donations
Yeah.
here.
Okay, good, because people have very strong opinions.
Ooh, all right.
Here's a couple. One I love, one I don't love. I'll let you pick which one is which. I've got $25 from Cour de la Cour that says that orb is not just orange, it's a straight up Dragon Ball.
That's one of my mods. Thanks, Kier.
I also have a $1,000 donation
Yo!
from Adam. Says, had to donate during one of my favorite games of the year. By the way, the color is lobster.
Okay.
All right.
We had salmon, now we have lobster. We're gonna get like a
all the
shrimp,
seafood.
a
Right.
shrimp-colored.
Still got
shrimp
orb
is next.
coming.
Keep them coming.
We're going out for Pittsburgh seafood after this. If y'all are ready.
We have to now.
Yeah, keep donations coming. We
You
still
got
got a
it.
bit more time.
Plenty of time for donuts.
Quick update, we have broken 5,500 towards that bonus clock
Nice.
tower stage. Keep it coming, only $1,500 left.
Awesome.
Okay.
You can keep going. We have like another
Maybe
donor or
one
two.
more. Yeah.
Sure, we've got a $25 donation from Saw that says, watching this stunning run at work, and it's quickly rushing to the top of my play next list. Thanks for a great show, Sunny and Couch, and that orb is definitely orange.
Yes. Based.
It's red.
Okay, some more orb management here. We're gonna bring the red orb out of the purple orb into the main world, and then carry the green orb to use the power, and then activate a pad on the other side here. Oh,
Huh?
What? Okay, that was a weird
Weird.
jump.
Hitbox.
That's strange. Hitboxes.
That's never happened
How do they
before.
work?
Yeah, wow.
Okay, and now we're gonna do a similar thing but
Triple flip.
before of putting the green orb into the red world so that we can carry 2 orbs at once while we're inside of the purple world later.
Chat, are you confused yet? YouTube commentators, are you confused yet?
Yes.
I'm
Let us know in the
confused.
comments
I'm running
below.
So now we have red and green inside of purple. We're gonna be able to use the red power, and then we're gonna use the red orb to activate this pedestal over here.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, yeah, we have our first example of a triple stack there, which is what I like to call it. And so we're gonna have
Yes.
our next key here coming
And as
up
Ash
well.
would like to say,
Yeah.
we have an orb inside of an orb inside of an orb.
Exactly. This is our first instance of seeing one of those pads inside a world that isn't the overworld. So we have that orb inside of an orb inside of an orb.
Surely it won't get any more wild.
Definitely
Yeah, not
not.
at
Yeah,
all.
no, surely nothing will break. And
Okay, so we have
Laws of
another
physics and
hive
everything.
for our friends here. Gonna get another one.
I love the little notes.
Oh, it's just it's sad.
I will
It's
say that I've been keeping tally of the number of times we've said the word orb,
No
and now
way.
we are at 99.
It's so over.
I was thinking chat might keep track of it, but I'm glad that you're
No,
doing it for us.
this is why I have my phone. If I ever look down, I'm keeping tally.
That's unreal. Unreal. Well,
This is called Break Troy's Wallet.
yeah, real.
Yes,
That's
I
so
did
funny.
cat myself. Anyway, so we are now going to be bringing the red orb inside of the green orb this time so that we can trap our friend inside here as well so that we can carry him over without getting captured inside of this purple world.
It is absolutely, Troy said that perfectly, it is absolutely required that our little friend gets captured there, because anytime it's in the overworld, we can't actually pass this trap right here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going to grab that orb and bring it on through, and we'll be able to go to our more or less later part of our purple area where we'll have another boss coming up in a
Get
few
that
minutes.
nice jingle telling us we did the
Yes.
puzzle correctly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And don't forget to grab the friend inside of the green orb right now.
Oh, yes. Good call.
We got him. We got our friend back.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a good companion.
Maybe time for a dono or
Yeah,
two?
a couple of donuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
It's a long door.
Our memes are all merging together here. We've got $59 from Draken, who says the orb is obviously Cinnabar. So here's $59 for the best Pokemon found in the Cinnabar Island gym, Arcanine.
You're telling me that orb is Cinnabon?
It's in a bar.
Cinnabar.
Oh.
It's where
also-
Blaine, it's where
Pokemon
Blaine's
reference.
gym is. In
Pokemon
one.
reference,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know we were sponsored by Citadel. That's crazy.
Pokemon just bleeds into everything. It's
We
wonderful.
can take a couple more.
Yeah, I've got $50 here from Rimblade, who says orb color. I'm going with apricot, spearmint, and grape, but I might just be hungry.
Thanks, Ripley.
I really like this approach here. We've got $15 from the Orbicle. Says,
Ooh,
nice.
ask not what color the orb is, ask what color the orb makes you.
That's deep.
Think about it.
Okay.
Philosophical.
And so now we're going to be following the walkers here. They are on a set path, and
gonna
we
give
will
them a
be getting
push.
a little bit ahead of them. But
You want to push him?
oh yeah, come on, get a little faster.
Yeah, you
come
can-
on.
That doesn't actually
It doesn't do anything.
No, canonically it does.
Okay.
Placebo effect, it will.
Yeah.
That was my attempt to troll the Cocoon speedrunning community.
Yeah. Everyone watching this VOD in
Always
the future
push.
would be like, oh my gosh, we have to push it. To get more time. Well, anyway, coming up here, we have a pretty big part of the game. I would argue the most technical fights we have in the game and the most stuff to remember. We're going to have our purple boss here, and it's about teleporting.
Yes.
Yes, our purple boss who looks oddly like a certain boss from Super Metroid. If you didn't watch that task last night, you should definitely go check out the VOD when you have the time, because that was insane. But here we're going to be fighting Cocoon's version of Fantoon.
And the Dread Run. The Dread Run was fantastic.
Oh, the Dread Run is also fantastic.
Yes. So we'll see here, we have this purple orb, we're gonna grab this, and we'll have our equivalent character on the opposite side. So you see wherever Sunny is walking, we'll have the exact same thing, but replicated on the other side of the platform. And what we can do
so
is teleport between.
and there you go. Now,
Yep.
now got the manipulation right for the beginning phase there.
You'll see we have to kind of touch these roots on the ground to actually affect the boss.
Yeah. So there actually isn't any technically RNG during this boss,
Yes.
but all of your little player movements will affect where those little roots spawn. So it's very technical, and
Yes.
just the tiniest movement can change the outcome drastically.
We're still working on how to manipulate the bosses correctly. It is in development, and we are finding things constantly still.
One thing I do love, and you kind of tapped into this a little bit, I do love that this boss, you could calculate the entire thing. It could be the exact same fight every time.
Yes,
Depending on where you walk.
This fight is entirely based on your movement. It's not random at all.
If you could play exactly the same every single time, you would have the same pattern every time.
Absolutely.
But that's really hard.
Yeah,
So this
right.
boss is more than 3 hits. It's going to be quite a few. It still has 3 phases, though.
Nice. Good call. So here coming up as that purple world has that theme of kind of those fleshy tones, I suppose. Well, we're going to see that in a second on the floor, where if we're stepping on one of the fleshy pads, it'll be a little bit slowed down for our character, and so Sunny will have to walk a little bit slower.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest RNG factor in this specific boss fight. We really want to get the missile to spawn after he knocks down 2 sets of platforms.
Got the accidental orb there.
I'm still keeping tally of it.
Yep,
Still counts.
Still counts.
Amazing.
So we got one set up here, and then he's going to knock out another one. And I want to see the missiles spawn on a platform that I can access.
Yes. Call her
Can't
nice
believe we're
movement.
over 100 already.
That's wild.
Oh, okay. A little slow here.
I will
Not a
update
lot
us
you
again
can
at the
do.
halfway point of the run, which will be coming up fairly soon.
Yes.
What's interesting about this boss that I particularly like is that you will never be stranded on a single island. There will always be something next to you or something that you can teleport to, rather. So it's
Right.
either next to you or something across that you can access.
Yeah,
Right.
it's challenging but fair.
And now we're
Exactly.
going to be going into the third phase where now our boss has armor around him, so we got to wait a little bit before we can send the bomb his way.
So we'll give a bit of quiet moment for a second. Nice.
There we go.
Awesome.
Little double KO there.
Fantastic. And a quick reset will get us back to our overworld.
Where we now have another orb.
Now, if you remember, we had these little fungi across the world, and now they're going to be...
Where's the orb? Where'd it go? Where'd it
Where
go?
is it?
Oh,
Oh, so we have that many orbs now.
Yes.
Infinite
Oh, yeah,
orbs.
and-
any plant.
It's also there.
Yeah, any fungi that you see in the world, we can grab the orb from it and bring it with us. So you can see that disappears from where it was last placed when we pick up one.
Yeah,
Really
it's-
neat mechanics.
So yeah, this is actually the one instance where we no longer have to worry about escorting the orb at all. It'll come with us from a plant somewhere later in the map.
Oh yeah, so here we're approaching our favorite friend of this run. This is Blorbo.
Yes, that is a fan.
Shout
that
out
is
to Blorbo.
That is a community name. That's not the official one, but it is Blorbo for us.
It's Blorbo in our hearts.
Yes.
The devs even said it was Blorbo. Come on.
Yes,
on, surely
the
then.
devs are actually in the speedrun Discord, and they have agreed with us that
Yeah.
that is now Blorbo.
And if you're wondering about the red versus orange debate, even the devs can't agree on that.
What's interesting, if you didn't actually note there, is that Sunny is actually having like a bit of a control center where you can control the Blorbo's direction, right?
Yes.
So you're able to move, as long as there's like a fleshy thing on the ground, you're able to move the Blorbo. And we have actually coming up here, if one of y'all wants to explain, coming
Yeah,
up
I'll
here,
do
we have one of the biggest glitches in the game that we love to utilize.
Yeah, the only glitch that's
The
useful
yeah.
to us in the speedrun
that we have found so far.
So Bobby mentioned that the Blorbos are confined to those little fleshy bits on the ground. Turns out that maybe they're not actually. So we're gonna quote unquote sort of just free Blorbo from
Yes.
the confinement, and we will just it gets crazy.
Yeah, so the navigation when you get to these points of three line intersections is a little bit wonky, so we can clip Blorbo out of bounds. And
has to be
that
right
will-
on the edge of that geometry.
Yeah, just be right on the edge, and it will free Blorbo.
There we go.
There.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Oh, that's gonna be difficult.
oh, okay.
it's-
just
I think
confused.
you can send it
no,
back.
it's
Still,
you
yeah,
can-
it's still
yeah,
out
you're
of
fine.
bounds.
Yeah,
It's still out of
all
bounds.
good.
We're all good. We're all good. We just gotta get Blorbo
Yep.
back in.
Okay.
There
Yeah,
we go.
okay, yeah.
Nice. Fantastic.
It gets a little crazy once it's trying to get back onto the path.
Yeah, it can get a bit chaotic with bouncing, and if you leave it alone for too long, it can just like do a crazy rotation.
Doesn't know which wall to go to because there are walls everywhere.
The intended route is to go all the way around and send it all the way back and move your character there and back, and we just avoid all of that by just bringing the Blorbo to us.
Yeah, this one saves a pretty considerable amount.
Yeah,
of
that
Yeah.
one
Yes.
saves. If you do it optimally, it saves I think around 25 seconds.
We're going to be doing that one more time on this next puzzle.
Yeah, and like we kind of mentioned before, you really have to be on the edge of that geometry. And so, for example, I like to do it on keyboard because then I have like a solid input in one
Yes.
direction. But Sunny is amazing at the skip, and so can just
Yeah.
do it with a controller, just kind of go across.
Yeah, so we do have that platform that we're supposed to raise and go up with, and we have to go back and forth to that button a bunch of times. So, but instead we can
Yeah,
just
Nice.
free
fast.
Blorbo again.
Fantastic.
This one is much harder and a little bit.
That's not gonna. Is that gonna make it? Ooh.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Nice.
That is fine.
We're all
Nice.
And it won't be captured again, so you're good.
This
Okay,
one-
great.
This one only saves like 6 seconds optimally.
You can do a bit better version. You just. I mean, we only
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about that yesterday, so yeah, it's okay.
Learning
you
new
didn't have to
things.
learn it right
Yeah,
now.
We're
we've been-
developing strats.
Yeah,
Developing
we're
strats.
developing strats, trading strats. So Sunny doesn't know all of them, despite having the world record and the only 126 in the community.
It's going down every month.
Yeah, so now I can say we've officially hit the halfway point of this run, and we are currently at 130 13
Wow.
instances.
Slow down a little bit.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah, this is just so later on in the run, we're not going to have to really manually unpack our orbs, but this is one that the checkpoint is kind of at a weird location. So.
Yeah, so while we do this, we can throw to some donations.
Okay, we have some professional input on some of this. We've got $50 from Adorabibble that says, those first 3 orbs are all mixes of 2 primary colors, which makes them all part of the secondary color family,
See?
orange, green, and purple. Looking forward to seeing the next orb colors. Thank you for that input.
Okay.
Good to ponder. Here's one from Nitiana that says, for $25, who says, as a painter, I can clearly state that one orb is obviously PG-18 transparent, Da Vinci watercolor Viridian green, and the other is clearly PO71 Daniel Smith watercolor transparent Pyral orange.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
We all knew that.
Is there simply a better, like, role that you could have as a painter that could comment on that? I don't think there is anything better than that.
Yeah.
It's like someone who officially works
I think
with
that's
colors.
it. I think that's it. That's the best one. That's official.
You know, that's
Another
so
long
wild.
cutscene, so we can just keep going.
Yeah,
and
you got it.
donations.
We have $15 from RB that says red orb, green orb, purple orb. Is this Cocoon or Devil May Cry? I like this. And this, you did this to yourself, Sunny. This is $50 from Loonyware, who says, by the power of pay to win set by Sunnymuffin, I proclaim the purple orb to be yellow.
Okay, so now we
Wow.
have. Okay, so now our orbs have been taken away from us, and we're going to be going to the purple area first. And so each area has their own dedicated powers. Yet again, just showing us what the powers can do on their own without being combined.
Yeah.
This
This
is where
is
the game
pro-
actually gets like. You
Yes.
start having to
Yes, this is where Sunny's probably going to
Absolutely.
stop talking a lot.
Absolutely.
Doing the purple section first because it is probably the most difficult one to manage.
That, and it's faster to do it first.
Right.
Yeah, it's faster because you don't have to wait for the orb to spawn on the bottom there. You can just go straight to the section and pick up from one of the fungi later.
Another cool example of dropping that there, and got it just in time.
Nice.
Another example of dropping an orb on top of our crawler creature instead of through a pipe this time. And so another cool example of doing that. This puzzle casually is very frustrating to figure out, I think, for the first time. And so
for sure.
really great job. Really nice. All right, so we're gonna walk around and we're gonna see our first hang glider.
Yeah, I mean, once you see this cutscene, I think it's pretty hard to argue that it's not hang gliding.
Yeah.
Right.
Hang gliding with the void.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Gotta hold on tight. Exactly. Maybe time for a dono or two, Kyle.
Absolutely. We got $50 from Node that says, hi from the back couch. The red orb is orange. I also want to say thanks to Ash for being such a cool friend, and shout outs to the green orb, or as I like to call it, Gorb.
Wait, would an orange orb be orb?
Orb.
Orb.
Yeah, but it's
do have-
red, so it'd be.
It's roar.
Orb.
very, very clearly.
Purple orb is porb.
Okay, going into the green section next. It is possible to hit the ability too many times and go back around, just by the way, so you want to be careful of that.
And I think Troy, you had mentioned this before, how we have like global switches between something that's solid and something that's not solid. We really utilized here, that's basically the entirety of this puzzle, is keeping track of which of these 2 columns goes up and down, because you can see that exit is actually not lit up right now when we're on the other side. And so our goal is to get our crawler friend on that other side and get up and get out. So you'll see that here. We're going to grab that green orb, put it on that crawler, and we're actually going to launch our friend similar to our purple area. We're going to launch him over and send him across a bridge. So we're going to see here, little separated from this path, grabbing that orb, making sure our character stops on that little platform, sending him over with that button, and so we can grab that orb, put it back over, and get him across that bridge.
Yeah. This is one of the harder segments to actually execute.
Yeah.
You have to
Absolutely.
be grabbing the orb off of the little robo friend and using it to activate the pillars. Like,
Yeah, and
it's
this-
surprisingly weird.
And this is the instance of one button doing multiple things, so we can drop off the orb onto the walker there, even though it might think that we want to activate the column instead, but it can tell just based on what we're closest to.
Absolutely. Nice, and so we're going to drop our orb on top of our crawler here and have him follow us. And what we're going to do is we're going to get him all the way inside of this. We're going to grab the orb, make sure he's stuck inside of the column, bring him up, put it back inside, and we're out of this level. Nice job.
Yes.
Fantastic.
We can get a couple more donations while we're flying back to the center.
Sure thing. I'm not seeing a lot of love for red orb, so if there's red orb lovers out there, please donate.
Yeah,
Because
show
everybody.
yourselves.
I got $25 from Xavier that says, "Hey, Sunny and Couch, good luck for the run. Love from France. Also, the orb is orange."
Yeah.
Keep going.
$5 from Node. Oh wait, we got that one. We got $10 from Iggy Zig. Says the dress.
Iggy.
Yeah, Iggy says the dress is obviously black and blue, not white and gold. Wait, what are we talking about?
Is that the Laurel or Yanny thing? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so now going into the red orbs puzzles. So, yep, just navigating around the secret path that we have.
Nice. Cool. This puzzle, I would argue, is one of the hardest casually in the game, just to figure out for how deceiving it looks. It looks pretty simple when you first approach it, but it's not the easiest thing, because you actually kind of have to reverse your thinking if anyone wants to explain it.
Yeah, so we're going to have this walker friend over here that we're going to get the orb on, and we are going to have it carry over the bridge like before. You see that switch that's under the bridge, and we need to have the walker standing on that switch so we can get the wall to move. And the way we're actually going to do that is to just grab the orb off of the walker and just have him fall straight onto the switch.
Normally we're trying to avoid falling, but here we're actually intentionally having something fall off the bridge right there. Fantastic. Dropping it on top of the button, and we're going to go all the way around, making that slope so we can actually bring our walker through up into the exit. Really fantastic. But game challenges you to kind of flip your thinking, because normally you want to stay on the bridges, obviously, and so here we're intentionally having something drop.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're
last
gonna
hang
have
glider section.
Yeah,
let's get another
for this
donation.
last hang glider section.
Yeah, you got it. $25 from Draco D. Says the color of this sphere is obviously orange.
I think that still counts as a
It
tally for
does.
orange.
And then $10 from Slickify that says the color of the orb is obviously the friends we made along the way.
Yeah.
Thank you for those donations. I really appreciate
Fantastic. Cool. By the way, one thing I wanted to clarify, you can't actually fall during this segment.
Yeah,
No,
you,
it's
you
a cutscene.
have no buttons available.
We're actually, it's just, you click A and you're good
I'm
to
holding
go.
on tight.
Yeah. It's a roller coaster.
I think the void is grabbing onto us. So
Yes.
We hug the
Exactly.
void and the void hugs back.
Exactly. One thing I don't know if we ever actually touched on is that this part upcoming here, so we'll have this little pad in the middle. We have all three of our orbs back, and so we're going to grab this middle orb and actually flip this little rotunda in the middle here. And so, but what we didn't mention is you kind of have to drag it along this little path. And these paths appear many times throughout the game, as we've seen a few times already. And so normally they activate something. What you have to do is fully get it to the end of its path to actually activate whatever you're trying to open. So
This is like the big reveal.
yeah, the big
So
reveal.
we're in the main world currently. How
Except-
are we jumping out?
There's another world
another
outside
orb?
of it.
Orb?
Orb.
So this one's white. We yet again no debate on this color either. But if you want to say I don't
White's
know,
not a color. It's a
White
shade.
is the combination of all colors.
maybe we'll have that painter donate again.
I was
Tell us.
just going to say that. You nailed it. We need the
us,
additive,
painter.
subtractive theory with whatever this, however it pans out. But yeah, it's the big reveal. We have now an orb and an orb and an orb all inside of one main orb now, which is our white orb. And so we are outside, what we consider to be outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are now at the sun actually. We can
Right.
walk on it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're, I don't know, black holes or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Something's happening.
We're okay though.
Yeah, we're fine.
Witness rules. We don't fall off cliffs.
We're coming up here. We have all of our orbs together in one little happy family, and so we're gonna go down here and get our fourth or fifth.
This is fifth.
This is our
This is
fifth. Perfect. So we have another example. I think this is probably the longest unlock that we have here, because you have to go back and forth a bunch. We have our fifth key, and we go ahead and unlock that guy.
So Ash has a very important job here. Remind me, the orb is there.
Yeah, it's there. It's
Yes.
there. Don't forget to grab it.
Yes.
Grab.
We have to keep the orbs with us.
Grab it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah, go for it. There you go.
That is actually the most difficult thing to remember while you're like on a good pace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get up to the
just wanna keep-
platform up here, and you don't have an orb in your hand. You're like, what just happened?
You want to keep moving forward, and you're like, wait, I forgot something.
Absolutely.
We must
So-
go backward to go forward.
Yes.
One thing I'll say, we have now reached a point in the run. where things get exponentially more difficult.
Yes.
As you can imagine, with 4 orbs that all do different things, you know, we use those in a multitude of different ways, and it just gets exponentially harder from here forward.
You may notice that the other 3 orbs, we can't actually get to them right now. They're kind of just like stolen.
Yes.
We're gonna have to retrieve them at some point.
I will mention this is my favorite door, and also Bobby's, I think.
Yes, best door.
This is also my favorite door. This is the best door in the game.
What was the word I was looking for? Like a nesting egg or something like that, where they kind of goes inside each other?
Like those
It's a
Russian nesting dolls.
Yeah, there we go.
There is they do have a Russian word, but I forget the word that they use.
Right, I want you to remember this little area right here, because this area is very important. We'll get back to it in quite a bit, but
before we have to manage orbs, we will be going into the 4th boss fight here.
Yes.
Got a little cutscene here.
Really cool boss.
Yeah, charging up a cannon here. That will be.
I guess this could be considered our last like mini boss, I suppose. And so really cool technique here. And we kind of have a little bit, and as you can tell throughout the other bosses, we kind of have a bit of a foreshadowing as for what the orbs do, and that is no different here. We have a little bit of a foreshadow of what we're going to get with our white orb.
Yeah. Yes. So here we gotta enter this other orb, because this is also another spherical thing, and then we're gonna pick up the power for this boss fight, and it's gonna shoot us out of the cannon into this fleshy arena.
I love the term fleshy arena. Is just fantastic.
It's fleshy.
It is. It absolutely is.
As a reminder, from the last boss is the same kind of fleshy ground that is incredibly slow to walk on.
So now we're going to be having the ability to fly for this boss, and so we're just going to be breaking out these friends to help us out for the beginning of the fight.
One key visual indicator here is when Sunny actually lands on these pads. These white little pads will like highlight. You'll see the little like white like orbs that are flying around. We have to step on those in order to get our flying sequence back. And so if you miss it, you'll see we're walking a little bit slower here. So we have to hit those to reset our flying.
Do you want to introduce us to this boss? What's this boss?
Oh yeah, this is Quadraxis.
These are canonical now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So you'll notice here, there's a lot of different pads. One of them is highlighted yellow or orange. I don't know. There's a lot of colors.
Oh yeah, is this?
That's orange.
Donations. Is this yellow or orange?
That is orange.
It's supposed to be like amber. Amber is definitely orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Go for it.
It's fine.
You're good. So you'll see here after each leg that we kind of defeat here, the boss will pound on the ground and will make like a shockwave that we have to avoid, as well as making sure that we don't get caught by the legs of the boss as well. And so Sunny's going to go to these orange pallets, and the boss will rush over, slap the leg on, and we have to go destroy the leg as it's caught.
Yes.
Yes, this is another thing like the second boss. Where it takes a second, like after the first phase, it takes a second. You have to stomp on a couple before we actually get.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, that won't bring you out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So this boss
Nice
actually does have a little bit of forgiving because the flying is a little hard to control. So if you run into a leg while flying, you won't ruin the boss fight. You'll just get shook off of the leg.
It does reset the phase.
Yeah.
Any other boss, if you get touched by the boss when it's active, you just get thrown
you have to
off.
restart the boss.
Yeah, we haven't shown that animation.
Thankfully.
We're not going to.
That would lose time, so we're not going to show that animation. But yeah,
it's pretty cool though.
Yeah, as I was saying before that happened, Scary. Like the second boss, we need this boss to actually stomp on a few pads before the correct one actually gets revealed.
Yeah.
Ideally, we stomp on some of the ones on the bottom and the right, just so we can see the rest on the camera.
Yeah.
This boss is actually canonically a cat. You notice it has the cat butt wiggle whenever it jumps?
Yeah. Pet the cat.
It's kind of cute. Come on.
And there, wait for it.
Ooh, nice.
There it is. There's that butt wiggle.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, so now we have our orange pad ready for us. So we destroy it and destroy the last leg and
Fantastic.
load the checkpoint to get out.
Nice job. By the way, I mean, knock on wood, we are deathless. Well, technically deathless right now.
Yeah. So we're back in, we were calling the white
overworld.
Yeah, we were calling the white area the main world, but now we're out of that into the sun area.
Yeah.
And we got our white ability here.
It's just a gun. We have a gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's a gun. We have a gun now.
Lasers are pretty cool.
We've got some opinions on the actual color of this newest orb. Uh-oh. We got $20 from Orb Science Expert who says it's not white, it's colorless.
Not a clear opinion. All right.
Also $5 from Osborne saying, okay, but consider the following. The white orb is gray. Do I believe it? That's up to you. I just want to start an argument.
Okay, so we do have some management here of shooting the bullets from the gun. So we move this mirror back and forth as we need to. So when we get to this pad here where we can shoot, we'll be shooting it backwards so that we have time to get onto this elevator. And
Nice.
Yeah. We first have to awaken the boss before we get to the next puzzle.
yeah. So yeah, we awaken this final boss here.
This is Mom.
Yeah, we're saying hi to Mom.
This is our mom.
You're saying this,
We have to talk to Mom before we go. It's
You gotta, you gotta
I don't see a
talk to Mom.
wait. I don't see a boss. Wait, what do you mean? I'm confused. What you mean?
It's taking our
but it's
orbs.
taking our
though.
orbs, but
Yeah.
I still don't quite know what you mean by a boss here. But
Hold up.
oh,
Yeah, that thing.
oh, that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, gotcha.
I have some unfortunate news.
Yeah.
I'm out of coffee.
Oh boy, you better rely on that adrenaline.
We gotta go real fast.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated instead. That's what I do.
yeah.
All right, well, we have a cool little puzzle coming up here, and it's about 4 different mirrors all kind of cycling. And so this is technically, weirdly, a timed puzzle with how we're going to hit the cycles. And so everything is pretty precise here.
Yeah, trapping the bullet inside of these 4 mirrors and then grabbing the orb.
This is also the first instance of being able to place the white orb inside one of those little pedestals, and it automatically shoots the bullets for us.
Yes.
Really tight window and made it first try. Nice job. Nice job.
So coming up here, we're going to hit this pad, and we're going to reset because the checkpoint happens right there. And we're coming up on our first. I guess Mom isn't very proud of us, so we're gonna have to. We have to fight. We have
to prove our worth for our orbs. So we're gonna have to go grab Peter.
Nice. You'll see here each of these kind of develop and have. These diamonds have different characteristics as we're moving through these levels, and so you'll see they all kind of interact with our character in a different way. These ones are just kind of have like a barrier, and they rotate.
They do have set paths that start when we load from checkpoint, so there is a way to predict where they're going to be, but it's still a bit difficult
it is
to do
completely
perfectly.
consistent. It's just very hard. It's completely skill based.
Once you get off the cycle too, it's just impossible to get back on.
It's all guesswork.
I will say there's no actual boss fight against Mom. We're just going to be
just playing a game of ping pong.
yeah.
Mom was an 80s kid.
It's target.
Yeah.
So that was the first hit on our mother here, and we're just gonna grab and she's gonna give us our green orb back.
Thanks, Mom.
I
out to
just
Mom.
want to note that we only came up with the idea of Mom yesterday in the practice room.
Yeah, before then that was God, but now it's Mom.
This is Sun Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is where it gets a little complicated. And
Yes.
I say little. Very
Might need the
lightly.
whiteboard.
Yeah, we might need the whiteboard to explain what's happening here. So this is one of my favorite puzzle ideas in the whole game, right? So the idea being we're going to put this green orb on a platform, but we're going to use the white orb to shoot lasers inside of a world that persist into that world. So you see we're going to hop in here, and that white shot continues to go left through the world.
Direction,
yes, in the same direction. And we utilize that throughout this entire area, and it gets really, really complicated very quickly.
Yes, and it's gonna enforce that this new ability that we have here by making us go out of the world to switch the direction that the bullet is shooting in. So now we're going to put it on this left pedestal so that it is shooting right.
Yeah, and soon we're going to have to really bring out that whiteboard, do some frantic doodling.
Really. Awesome. Well, here's our second instance of that, and we're going to have a third one.
Yes.
Where we're going to be shooting downwards here. And so there is a bit of a cycle that you can hit here coming up. And in order to get, you see these little columns on the left and right-hand side. We'll be utilizing those in just a second here.
Yes, you'll see why that's important when we get to a special diamond in a bit.
Yes.
Yes, that will be great. So we're going to come up here on this this new warp pad, which is actually going to rotate.
Yeah, so that whole idea of keeping in mind which direction your bullets are firing, we now have a moving pad that we can use And that diamond, when we hit it, it activates the green ability for us. And we're going to be able to use that to go up and down on these columns without holding the green orb.
So yeah, great example of the world persisting throughout all of this, which is fantastic. And so we're going to go back down here. What Sunny's going to do is going to go into this world, actually shift that platform a little bit so we can do 2 shots later on in the level. And so we'll be moving this over to the right once. Going out, grabbing that green orb, putting it on the placeholder up top here, and then grabbing our shot, which we will then do by hand coming up here in a second. And so Sunny's going to do, I believe, 2 shots.
Very quick.
Yep, 2 quick shots into here, and so we can go into this column up here. Fantastic.
And with this use of shooting the bullets into that diamond inside the green world, it is very important to keep track of where that pad is, because if you forget where it is and you wind up shooting in the wrong direction, that can be a lot of time lost.
This reload saves hours.
Oh, yeah. This one saves like
you have to go
good
back
30, 40
and
seconds.
retrieve the green orb normally, but here it just comes back to where it needed to be. And these diamonds will move when we shoot the bullets. So
Love the music here too.
Yeah, so it is a little...
Really
nice.
clean. Really
That was
clean. Wow.
clean.
Fantastic.
Really clean.
Yes, that was a clean fight there.
The universe's biggest game of Pong right now.
Yes.
Yep.
And this time, our mom is gonna fight back, gonna reflect the ball back a couple times, the ping pong ball.
Yeah. This one, at least to me, kind of resembles the sort of fight against the Emmys in Metroid Dread, especially with that little red eye in the middle, that cross shape, and the armor.
So if y'all want some free speed tech on that, on my monitor, I have a little piece of tape with the furthest point where you can hit it.
Oh, wow.
Unreal.
Interesting.
Wow.
The speed tech.
Hard-coded in, man.
So we can get a donation or two while we get back our red orb from our mother.
Absolutely. You've got a lot of love coming in, including $15 from Bistro, who has a great idea. Greetings from Scotland, loving this run. Good banter from the couch and host, and a very fun-looking game I will need to get. Oh, and for the orbs, I say whoever currently holds the world record should decide the color. That will make it.
Wait. So Sunny has the current world record in any percent. I have the world record in 100%. So do we 50-50 it? It's still not an answer.
Maybe
Yeah,
each
that doesn't give us an
category is an
answer.
orb.
We need a third category.
Yeah.
We are so evenly split down the middle.
Wild.
Okay, so now the first instance of bringing the white orb into the red orb, and so that we are using this ability. That diamond was there that whole time, and we had no idea why it was there until now. And so we're able to use it to activate a platform to come over and bring us further into the world.
And it's just every time you think you're completely done with the world, you're not going to use it again, and you just wind up finding something new, and it just expands that much more.
And I just love, I kind of touched on this before, I just love the idea that you're going all the way back to the very first world, that you're still unlocking something in the very base level of where you started with the game, right? So you're constantly thinking, where do I have to go? It could be anywhere, right? It's fantastic.
Yeah, we saw that crystal an hour ago.
Yeah.
And we are finally now able to use it.
Exactly here. And upcoming, we have a cool new mechanic that we have not yet seen.
Yeah, I think you're definitely going to need the whiteboard for this.
Yes. Yeah.
Start doodling.
We're gonna need to explain this if one of y'all wants to.
Yeah, I'll
talk
start
about
talking
this.
while you set that up.
Yes.
So we're just going to be activating this door here first. We're just going to be bringing the orbs back onto the pedestals. And so we're going to be putting the white orb in a specific spot for a puzzle coming up.
First, we do have to open that door. Very dramatic.
But we won't be going through the door when it's done. We'll actually be moving the white orb to a certain spot.
We will absolutely go through the door.
Yes, we will. But first, we got to set up a puzzle to save a bit of walking.
Yes.
Yeah, you get introduced to this, and it just doesn't tell you what it does.
Yeah.
So technically.
Yeah. Normally, you wouldn't realize you'd have to do that first. You'd probably go through this door first and then maybe understand what's going on. So if you look, this is kind of a familiar looking environment. It's changed colors a bit.
If you remember that area I told you to remember, this may look familiar to you.
Yes,
this is actually inside the white orb.
Yeah, so we jump out and now we're back at where we put the white orb. And so we put it in a specific spot so that we could be ready to jump to the other side of that bridge. And we hit that diamond to open up the wall, launch ourselves over.
This is the best way I can describe this. And so we have an orange world. We have the white door inside of that. We have a white orb inside of the white door that we go inside and outside. And we have the green orb inside of everything.
Yeah.
So I know probably not the most visible thing on camera, but it was worth it in my heart. So.
I'm glad I'm the one running the game and not having to do everything.
So some more orb management here. We're going to bring just the white orb outside and put it on this pedestal to be moved over, and so that we can jump out of the white orb in a bit. So going to go back inside the red orb.
Back into this universe door, as the game calls it.
Leave the green orb so that the bridge is still active. And go back through this door so that we are now inside the white orb's environment.
Yeah, and through this, as I like to call it, the Jerry Seinfeld corridor. No relation whatsoever. It's just an in-joke with my friends.
Yeah, to the point where neither of us understand that. Only Ash knows what that means.
But that's
Yeah.
going to be canon now. So.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, so jumping out, now we're back where we placed the white orb. We're going to use its power to shoot this bullet and activate this dome here. And then go back to grab the other orbs that we left back at the other pad.
One little
No orb left behind.
Yes.
One little cool optimization there is Sunny actually does that shot on the left-hand side in order to put the orb inside of that little pedestal right away. And so while it's unlocking, we can actually just start running back and grabbing the orange.
Doing stuff
orb.
during
Yep.
animations.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now we're going to retrieve... first position the white orb on this top pedestal to start shooting bullets.
Yep.
And then we're going to go grab the green orb inside of the red orb.
If you remember, we have to change that pad as well, because inside of the green orb, we have that rotating pad. And with that rotating pad, as you can see here, we're getting shots from our north side here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the green one is right in the middle on top. And so we're able to shoot downward and persist through the world.
Just going to leave that over there while we're carrying the red orb and time this perfectly so that we get shot up while we're waiting for it to do it.
Nice job.
And that orientation does persist between puzzles, so
Yes.
you
But
have to remember what
doesn't
position
necessarily persist between checkpoint
It
resets,
does.
which we're gonna.
It kind of does now.
The
checkpoint
whenever you
resets.
checkpoint reset, it sets it to a specific state, which happens to be the same one. Because we are going to start really abusing these checkpoint resets, because unpacking all of these orbs between each puzzle, because we have to pack them all into the orange orb to actually get them
transport them.
across.
Yep.
But unpacking them is really slow, and we can actually just, as soon as we get across the bridge, reload the checkpoint, and it'll unpack them all for us, saving tons of time.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely.
I will mention that the moving pad that you were talking about, I believe in like the release patch, it did not move at all. It was always like, I think, to the left.
I didn't actually know that.
And then it was hotfixed in later. That it is kind of close to where you need it to go, I think, or it might be like where you last left it.
where intended you last left it.
Yeah.
Well, here's a fun little puzzle. So we're basically doing similar to what we did in the last puzzle with an extra twist.
Yes.
The twist coming up in a second here, but you'll notice that we have a mirror in this level. So what we're gonna do a similar level of packing, and where we move the pad in the green layer to a certain position. We put the green orb inside of the red orb, and then we're.
Are you?
Yeah, you just said
the other
red.
side?
You just said red.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Bobby!
Yeah, screw the tech. We don't need to talk about that. this is clearly more important.
Yes.
No, it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even though,
anyway.
okay, but we can
Yeah.
have the orb shooting into the orb, into the orb.
Yeah, so the bullet was
I thought
shot
I said
in,
something
yeah,
like-
so the bullet was shot into the red
was like-
orb, and then the bullet kept going and shot itself into the green orb, and then shot the diamond. So
Yes.
the bullet still was persisting into each individual world. And now we're going to pack the white orb back into the red orb so we can carry all three with us.
If we have like a donation or two across this, just walking across this next bridge, that would be great.
Absolutely. Quick update. We are so close to 6,000 out of 7,000 for that bonus clock tower gauge. Keep those donations coming. Let's get that hit.
Yes.
Let's get that.
We got $10 from Captain Rock QC, who says, love this game so much. Awesome work. That being said, the colors are obviously orange, Orbsidian, and Porble.
Okay. So,
All right. Can I say with that we have officially hit 200 instances.
that is my cap, but I will encourage chat to donate the amount that we say.
Fantastic.
So keep counting, Ash, for for our
Of
viewers.
course.
I do love this puzzle as well, because like I was mentioning before, we do have that mirror that we're going to be utilizing here in a second. So in a similar way to these last two puzzles, Sunny will be setting this up in a way where we are actually preloading all 3 orbs into a certain
Yes.
position. This is the first time we actually have to load the green into the orange, into the white, and then shoot in the overworld as well,
Yes.
into ourselves.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So it's just taking that idea from the last puzzle and building on it even further to its absolute limit.
And it's such a complicated thing. I always am holding my breath to make sure I got it correctly.
Oh, it's
And-
so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but actually, when you
Audio
go down
cue.
that ramp,
Yep.
you hear the audio cue to tell you that you are correct with what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't make me worry as much.
So
but
right
it's
now we are
still-
shooting from the orb into an orb, into an orb, into an orb,
And hitting a
into the
switch.
And then
diamond.
hitting the diamond. Yeah, so that takes a little bit as well. So if you're not aware that musical cue, like Sunny said that they weren't originally, they might get a little bit scared
Absolutely.
as they're waiting for the column to activate.
I'm gonna interject here because this is my absolute favorite puzzle in the game.
Yeah.
This puzzle, you set up the same orb that you just have, and you actually launch it mid-air into a laser shot, nails it first try, and is gonna go up here to see if he gets it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Nice. That's the best
Okay.
puzzle in the game. in my
And this is the one instance where we will be unpacking our orbs out because the checkpoint that we would use is not till a little bit later, and we do need the green ability. As you can see in the top left, there is a column that we want to be going for. Yeah, you want to cross at the top, not the bottom there.
It's all right.
You can't use that
Long
power
run.
yet.
It's impossible to remember
it
exactly
is
what
impossible to remember everything.
Yeah, so there's a lot to manage.
You know,
I'm out of coffee. This is...
you know what's interesting?
What?
You would think that's as wild as this game goes.
No,
No, it gets-
You would,
gets
you would think,
crazy.
right?
You would
Like,
think.
how much more complicated could this possibly get?
It gets more complicated.
it gets a bit
How?
more complicated.
Like, how, you know?
Well, you'll
we'll show.
see.
We'll show you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
For the record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll learn.
I
gotta
don't want to
fight.
spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
We have another
So-
Sun Mom fight.
Yeah.
I
So
have-
load checkpoint
Yeah,
and
come on,
I think we might have
let's
a
let our host
donation.
talk.
Real quick, we have $25 from Geometric Interactive.
Nice.
Yo, no way.
Welcome.
It says, hi from the developer. Thank you so much for playing our game. The orb is orange.
Yes! It's canon. It's canon.
Okay, so
All right, during that donation, we did just miss the first part of our last fight against Mom.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Nice.
fantastic job, by the way.
Amazing.
those are really
job.
hard to time.
Wow.
Yeah, but I just want to explain what was going on there. In that instance, the barriers were timed to each shot, so we were taking extra shots on purpose to set the barriers up in the right spot to match the rotation of those diamonds. And now we're going to have what I like to call the fight against Ganondorf, the most intense battle of ping pong you've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah. Huge shout outs to Ash for spending a ton of time in the lab on those boss fights.
Absolutely.
That is like the only way that we have any sort of optimization.
Okay,
on those.
and flashing lights warning
Oh,
for
yeah.
10
Yeah,
here.
just for the next 30 seconds or so.
Just for this cutscene.
If you're a bit photosensitive, maybe look away for about 30, 60
We'll
seconds.
let you know when it's safe.
Yep. We can maybe have time for like a donation or two, Kyle, if you got a
Sure,
couple.
we've got a lovely poem here from Red Link 101. They donate $50 and say, 1 orb, 2 orb, red orb, blue orb. Wait, I don't remember that last one.
Nice.
And then we've got an interesting approach here. $10 from Talia, who says, although the orb looks more orange, I'm inclined to join Red Orb Gang due to it saving 1 syllable. We are speedrunners after.
Yes, very
Ooh,
true.
The
Okay, that's
tech.
true.
that's the most based take. I
That is a
think.
good take. I can't really argue with that.
So now we have all 4 orbs, and we're just going to go into this little flying sequence. Actually, we can have one donation while this is going.
Yeah, flashing light's gone, by the way.
Yeah,
We're all
We're good to look back.
Sure thing, we got $25
That's
from
really bright.
Color Expert, who says, the orb is not orange, it's clearly red with some added yellow. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I just want to
That
note
makes sense.
that Kyle over there did do an air quote on
The quote was there on the name.
This world is like 10 times brighter than on my monitor at home.
It was pretty bright
Yeah.
in person, true. One quick optimization here is that Sunny does put that white orb inside of there to come back to it while there's an animation playing and this little platform on the left is moving over. And so now we can just do 2 orbs really quickly and save some walking time, which is awesome. So upcoming here, we're going to be utilizing all of our different orbs. Obviously, we're currently inside of the purple world right now, but we will having all 3 of the other colors to be used here with probably the most mind-bending part of the game upcoming.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, we have just absolutely, literally destroyed. I don't know if you did see that cutscene, but we kind of just got Mom to disintegrate. So we have beaten the so-called final boss of this game, but we still got quite a few puzzles left to go, and it's gonna be the most mind-bending stuff that we've seen yet.
Yes. So first, we're gonna start off a little bit simple here, just shooting this shooting the diamond with the white orb, and to bring this platform back and forth, and bring first the red orb and then the green orb over past this little barrier that we can't carry orbs through.
Yeah, we got time for a couple donations while we do some ferrying here.
Yeah.
Sure thing. You have so much love coming in for this. We got $25 from Kether, who says, "Good luck, Sunny. We are here in the crowd and in Pittsburgh. Excited to see ya."
So activating this dome while we are going back to get the green orb. And yes, another ferry. So yeah, we can have another donation.
Sure, $10 from Hesponge, who says, "Just finished Cocoon this weekend. Felt obliged to donate to a spectacular game. Go AGDQ, let's put these cancers in an orb." Thank you so much for that donation for Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Okay.
Amazing.
All right, so coming up here, we're going to, just a second here, we did get blocked off by one of those friend gates, so we're stuck with just the green and orange orbs. We are coming up against one of those universe doors again. I wonder where this one's going to take us.
Yeah. So we'll unlock that in a second, as Ash just mentioned, but we're opening that up here. So it's interesting, right? We're noting here we do, in fact, have an orange orb. We have a green orb, and now it seems we have a green door as well.
Yeah.
And so you'll see we're inside of the purple world here. We have a green door, green orb, orange orb inside of all of that. And so now we're gonna pack away, we're gonna pack away green inside of orange for the time being. And so we have a couple colors going on here, obviously. And so it starts to get a little bit funky coming up here in a second.
Yeah, so it may seem a little bit confusing, and it is, but we have the orange orb we're transporting across this bridge into the green world, but the green orb is inside the orange orb, and in just a second here, we're going to see that we're back at this area with the diamond from before with that pad, and if we take that pad out into the...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The orange,
Yeah.
For you, orange, me, red orb.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And now we have the green orb in the green world. And if you looked at it a little bit, you can actually see the red and green orb inside of the green orb.
The diagrams don't keep up. This is a paradox. What's going on?
Yes.
So now this next set of these final sets of puzzles are going to be based upon this just absolutely paradoxical green inside green.
We can maybe get a quick donation.
Sure, how about $30 from Also Geometric Interactive?
Oh,
who says, "Actually, red."
What?
Hey, that's canon. It was said last.
Okay, so you.
My world is shattered.
You want to show the pad?
We'll get it later.
Oh yeah, we got time. We got time.
So yes, here we have the green orb, but we have the green pad. So what happens if we use it while holding it? Oh my God, it's so weird.
Oh, my brain. Oh my goodness.
Okay, we'll recover. It's fine.
Deep breath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
I would like to reiterate, we have an orange orb, but we also have an orange orb inside of the green orb.
Yes.
But we have a green world, but we have a green orb inside of the green world.
Yes.
So we have duplicated everything, which makes literally no sense. But it does
doesn't.
make sense, too.
Yeah, it does.
But it doesn't.
It's completely mind-boggling, and this is just the point in the game where I was absolutely
I had to take a second.
I was completely stumped.
It's probably one of my favorite. If I see anyone Let's Play in the game, I do make sure to see this part because it is definitely a part where I see their mind get blown every time.
Absolutely.
But so we get ease into this concept, we are left with just the green orb now.
Yeah, just this one ability.
Really clever puzzle design of making sure we only have the elements that we absolutely need.
Yes.
Yeah, and coming up here, we're going to be kind of doing something similar to what we saw with that white orb before. We would drop it off and kind of use that white door to go across, right? Similar kind of thought process here where Sunny's going to drop off that green orb. We're going to send that pad, go all the way back around, send that pad back over. And then actually, if you remember, because we were using those bigger like checkpoints that we've been calling them, we can actually use that to hop right over across that bridge back to the green orb, and we're set to go. All right.
Great.
We can get a
Last
dono.
friend.
Yeah, we got time for a dono.
You got a $10 from AE Smith 1313, who says, "Great to see Sunny back on the GDQ stage running another fun game. Yeehaw and orb."
Orb!
Yup.
So we got our 6th and final friend here, and while that activates, yeah, you can keep the donations coming. Mr.
Accidentally
Remember the
got the code wrong.
But yeah, you can keep talking.
Yeah, sure thing. We've got Pichu0102 with $5 with an interesting question. If the orb is supposed to be the sun, shouldn't the orb be yellow?
So
I don't think the orb is supposed to be the sun, though.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
As we come out, the final area is the sun.
It's not our sun. It's just a star. So
Yeah.
it could be any
Yeah.
color.
That is true. There are stars that are a bunch of different colors.
Yes. I believe we do actually call that final area the yellow world because it is the sun, but we never see that orb.
No.
But we just say that's an orb because everything's an orb.
If you do have to get our friend trapped, we're going to have
Yes.
some more puzzles with the friend and with this green and green paradoxical kind of thing.
Yep. As you see here, using our friend.
There you go.
No, that's
No, that's faster.
That's
Oh, it
definitely
is?
faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Speed tech. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Okay.
Trust me, I'm a speedrunner.
Fun little tidbit if you're ever interested in doing the 100% route of this game. Our last moon ancestor is just north of that exit right there, and so that
Really sneaky.
yeah, that
Probably
would be
one of the hardest ones to find, actually.
Absolutely.
I'm surprised you're telling
it's
people
so
where that
hidden.
is.
Yeah. Oh, we got to get a little taste of
Spoiler.
Yeah, exactly. So coming here is our last major puzzle of the game. This one took me hours, I think, to figure
Yeah,
out.
so we're first going to activate the pad and then move it over because it is saved as to which pad we have activated last. And then we're going to activate this dome, and this is a little bit of cutscene here.
And afterwards, we're going to hop back into the green orb on that pad that we've then moved to the other side. And it is going to let us skip the little friend catcher and open this door safely before we go back out of the orb and take it to the other side.
A lot of back and forth in this level, so it's a little bit confusing to figure out whether I'm in the top part, the bottom part, how to go from there. But what we do here is we go ahead and lock away our friend here just to send him back. And so we'll put that orb there to use it as like similar to how we were using it before when we were hopping across that bridge. We'll use that in a similar way to go just automatically send ourselves down. And so we're going to grab our friend here as Sunny grabs this platform back, hops back on. And because we have this here and our orb below the trap, we can actually just hop past the trap, grab our orb, and we're out. A really nice job.
There is apparently a faster way to do that Troy tried to teach me in the practice room.
Yeah,
but
as
I got so confused.
As
Yeah.
we were doing it, they threw me off by thinking I was doing it wrong.
It's
But
very
yeah, after
complicated.
this,
The
we're
gaslighting
gonna
is
get
crazy.
to, we're coming up on the biggest save and reset point in this run, saving
Yes.
the most time. You saw we just left the green orb there because
And now we're leaving the red one.
Yeah, we don't need them anymore because the next checkpoint is going to activate when we open the door with this friend, and we don't need any of the other orbs to do that, and it doesn't care where the orbs are, so we can just activate that door and save like over a minute. It's
Yeah.
a huge
Absolutely.
amount of
So
time.
activating this door does trigger the next checkpoint, so we could just load, and that will unpack everything for us.
This is our last friend. Bye.
It was.
That was our last friend.
So our last checkpoint here, we have our final puzzle of the game. And spoilers, if you don't want to hear about it, I'm gonna talk about it right now. I mean, not if you've been watching
This
this
is the
whole time.
final puzzle.
But more or less, the idea is that this entire game we've been putting orbs inside of each other, and so here in our final puzzle, we will be putting every orb inside of each other according to the statue that we just saw in that universe. So it will be red inside of white, inside of that purple, and inside of that green.
You said red
and
again.
you said already.
It's because I'm looking at the screen and it's a red reference. And
So it's an orb inside an orb inside an orb inside an orb.
Exactly.
We got to get those orbs in.
We do.
Yes.
We have only a couple more minutes left in the run. Kyle, do we have any more donations that we wanted to read off?
Yeah, I think this is the definitive one here. $10 from Dog, who says, "Gray orb gray." Other gray
All
orb
gray,
gray.
yeah.
Third orb seem gray. Would like to fetch. Maybe Fro.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that donation.
Is that from Peanut Butter?
What a good boy.
good boy.
Oh yeah, if you didn't watch that run with peanut
Fantastic.
butter, fantastic.
Okay, so now that we
Definitely.
have our orbs set up, we're going to put it on the pedestal, and the door will open up for us, and it will load our last checkpoint here. And now we are just navigating to the end of the game, so we can.
We got that one final universe door,
Yes.
and I wonder where this one's gonna lead us. Actually, this one's mysterious.
Oh.
We haven't seen this before, actually, but the fog does.
Look kind of red.
I think it looks kind of orange.
It's red.
All right, so as we navigate back, we can have a couple more donations.
Sure thing. I've got $50 from LaBrandy who says
Brandy.
the orb is orange. Bobby made me say this.
Paid donation from my mod, you know? That's
And-
hilarious.
Paid actor.
$20 from Cutie Monic who says, I reviewed this game and wrote guides for it a while ago, so as a professional cocooner, the orb colors are orange-red sandstone, turquoise, corruption, and light gray.
Oh, I like corruption.
Ooh, I like
Can
that.
we have a moment of
I
jamming
think
out
that's
to
like-
this
is
music?
that-
Yeah, just jam out to
Jam.
this music. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I will mention, I think that corruption
We are-
is a Terraria reference because the corruption is purple in that game.
Yeah,
All right,
we're coming
we're
up on
gonna be
time.
coming up on time
time.
here. We're
Yeah.
back at where we started. This new statue is coming up. Time is going to be once this hold activation finishes.
Sonny, wanna
we
count
are
down?
Rising up.
coming
3,
up
2,
on to
1.
time.
Nice. Sonny, that's a fantastic run.
Yes.
Fantastic.
That went really
Yeah.
well. I'm
It's a
pleased.
really, really complicated game that,
Deathless.
that you have to end up thinking a lot. And yeah, so we had to carry the back
Yeah,
half there.
and if you're all wondering, the final count, 260.
Wow.
Awesome.
If anybody wants to match
so-
that, I'm too broke for it, but
Yeah, and we see this final cutscene here, and you can see all the different orb colors, and then finally showing the sun, and
Beautiful. I just love
Yeah.
it. It's so awesome.
so yeah, so this whole time we were in a solar system of some sort, maybe.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
The
It's
baby.
lore. I just play games
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah. When there's lore and there's no dialogue, it's kind of hard to tell what the developers meant for us to see.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna do it from us on the Cocoon speedrun.
Yeah,
I highly recommend if you are
Shout out.
interested in running this game, please join the Discord. We're really
Yes.
happy to help new runners out.
We love puzzles, and you might see us in other puzzle games as well. We like to jump from puzzle game to puzzle game.
We all love puzzle games.
Do you want to go through, Sonny, you got shout outs?
Just shout outs to the devs of this game. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my couch. Y'all are super amazing. You carry me when I have to think.
Yes.
But yeah, and shout outs to all of you for donating to the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Yeah, and you see the end of the cutscene here because it's just a cool cutscene.
And y'all have anything you want to say before we take
yeah.
off?
Discord link to the Cocoon Discord is on the speedrun.com website at speedrun.com/Cocoon. And yeah, you can watch. I'm sure all of us are probably going to be streaming once we get home.
This song is so good.
Yeah, jam out to the credits.
Jam out to the
music with
credits,
us.
and yeah, let's get some more runs coming up. I think Castlevania is next, correct?
Yeah.
We got Kirby and the Amazing
Okay,
Mirror
yeah,
coming
yeah,
up
yeah.
next.
Mirror,
Kirby.
player run.
I'm gonna give a huge shout out to Kyle, our host, doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job. Also, I'll be commentating for Viewfinder for Zoochable tomorrow morning, so come back for that.
You
It's
wanna
gonna be
see that.
fantastic.
That
You
run's
want to see
sick.
it for real. Troy, anything from you?
I'm just jamming.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, stick around.
And
Kirby
on
and
that
the Amazing
note,
Mirror 3-player run coming up next.
on that note, we are taking off.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, AGDQ.